Hey folks, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to update some sprites for Hellenika in case you want to pitch in on this project. Basically, we're trying to get Hellenika ported from Dominions 5 to Dominion 6. There's a ton of work to do. Aether Nomad certainly needs some help. It's been over a year, and I don't know how much progress has been made, but there's a lot of things that only he can do, though there are some of the things that we can pitch in and help with. One of the main things is converting the cavalry or mounted unit sprites. This is sort of tedious work, but it's not too hard to do. I'll show you how to do it sort of briefly. I actually am re-recording this because my sound didn't work in the last video. So it's going to be super fast. I went and did the white tiger here, but there'll be a link to this spreadsheet here. So basically, and if you don't know, in Dominions 5, mounted units had two sprites, basically an attack and a standing still sprite, and it was combined. It had the mount and the unit on it. In Dominion 6, now you have three different entities. You have the combined sprite where the mount and the rider are on top of each other. Then you have the rider alone, and then you have the mount alone. Some of the times the mount exists in vanilla, like in this case, this is riding like either a nightmare or a skeletal horse. So yeah, we can just use that from vanilla. So like if we come over here, like this asset already exists in vanilla, you can just put a note for Aether Nomad to use either one of these. There's a nightmare somewhere else here too. So anyway, a lot of these sprites here are actually able to just pull from vanilla and just note which one it is. But a lot of times the rider you'll need separate. So if we look at, in the case of the White Tiger General, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need the Hellenika mod. So this is, you can see the Hellenika mod for Dominions 5. So I can just hit W here and go to the W section, and then I'll look for White Tiger General. So it's these sprites here. This is what was in Dominions 5, Hellenika mod. And you can see there's only these. So then we'd have to port these over to Dominion 6. So if we come over here and we look, we can look for White Tiger. And you can see there's not really any White Tigers. There's this one, right? But not like another rider. So if we look at Bandar log, which is what that nation is for, or what that unit is for, you will notice that Bandar log, they have the Tiger Rider. The sprite for the Tiger Rider has changed. It's wearing armor now. So this is probably something that we'll also want in Hellenika. So in this case, I sort of made the executive decision to include it because this unit changed. Bandar log will probably get this same unit in Hellenika, and so it makes sense to make it also a medium cav and put the light armor on it. Right. So basically, we have this sprite here, and we have the other reference of the Hellenika sprite here. And you can see the differences with it are the rider here has a plume. So what I ended up doing was you can take this. I've got AI Sprite here. This is a great little program for sprite editing. I think it's like $10 or something on Steam. You can use GIMP or Photoshop. This is really good for sprite work or like pixels, especially like pixel editing. So anyway, we can take this. We can drop this in here, right? So here's my sprite. And then you can also take, where are we? Here. We can take this, copy this image, and we can put this in here, new, right? And then I can take this, I click it again, and that toggles the sprite here. I do copy image, new. I'll show you briefly how I did it. So basically what you need to do is you need to split these up. I'm sorry, my dogs are going nuts. So basically we need to split these up. The first thing I did is I just took the, because this exists also in Dominions, I can also take the rider or the mounted unit, which in this case is this, right? So we can copy this and just put this here. So I'll show you basically. You take this. So in this one, we're going to have to do a few things. We're going to have to change the tiger on this to be white, and we have to get rid of the plume. Getting rid of the plume is really easy. I just come in here with a little eraser tool, right? And I just get rid of these. To change the tiger to be white, it's the same process. I'll just show it to you briefly here, but I'm just going to basically take a lasso, and I'm not going to do this properly here exactly, but you wouldn't select the shadow. You would just come in here and also select, you know, these parts. Of course, I did it more accurately by far when I actually made these. I'm just going to show you kind of the Cliff Notes version. And then we're going to come here to edit. We're going to do hue saturation. I think I did saturation down to like -90. And I remembered what these values were, so I could do the same in each one. Well, like this. And then I also increased, the V is for value. So this is brightness basically. And I increased this about to 20, like this. And then you can see the little preview here. You see there's parts of the face I didn't get, but you can see how it looks like a white tiger back down here. So anyway, you do this. I didn't save it. And then you save it as, here I've got a folder on my desktop, but you just save it. Make sure you save it as a TGA format. So this is the folder that I have on my desktop, and it's got all these things in it. These are the ones I've made so far. To do the tiger in total, I had to make this sprite, this sprite, this sprite, and this sprite. And then I took these. These are actually from like the mod inspector, and I had to take the little tassel off the top of these guys. But I just took the rider, since it's basically the same rider, and took the tassel off. So anyway, that's what we have. Now, you can see a lot of these things aren't really hard, since a lot of these things already exist in Dominion. Sometimes you have to use like a little clone stamp tool, and like I think I did that in Photoshop, where you can just sort of like copy the pattern. Because like this one, I think there wasn't like a similar horse exactly, so I took the horse and like wherever the rider was, I just copied basically the pattern of the horse to wherever the rider was and deleted the rider on top. So anyway, there's a bunch of different ways to do it, but the important thing is you need to have the mount as a separate thing, and it has two poses for the mount, and then the rider as a separate thing, and there's two poses for the rider. And generally you don't need to make a combination unit, because you can keep using the same one that's in Hellenika. The only time that's not quite the case is if, like here, you can see we're also including the rider in some of these, because the rider has changed. This is actually another sprite where in Dominion 6, it got like this nice little chest armor to keep it from being a light cav and turning it into a bit more of a heavy cav. So you only have to basically do the mountain rider if the base image should change. So yeah, that's it. There's not too many to do, but I think this is the kind of thing where if you know, doing all of these is a bit tedious, but if you come in and, you know, I've spent maybe, I don't know, 4 hours or something, and I did a few of these, but maybe less, maybe it was only 3. And yeah, then my sprites are going to it'll be fun when I'm playing Hellenika, because I know little sprites I came and worked on made it into the mod. But yeah, if you want to come in and do just 2 or 3 of these, you know, that'd be super helpful. I've got a link to the Discord in the description. Of course, if worst case scenario is you end up trying and you show it to people and you're like, hey, is this good enough? And they're like, not really. You know, like if you're not really good with image editing. But, you know, if it's something you want to do, and especially if you think you want to play some Hellenika, coming in and chipping in maybe an hour or 2 of your time could make a big difference. And if a couple people come and there's something they like doing, they want to spend like 5 or 10 hours, we can get this knocked out pretty quick. And then hopefully Aether Nomad can do the other stuff they need to do to port this. A few things I'll say in closing are, it will be kind of cool once Aether Nomad updates this, because I can tell he's got the itch. He did some updates for the Dominions 5 Hellenika, but once we get all these sprites done and he can do the Dominion 6 stuff, there's going to be a lot of things he has to do to port, which will probably be kind of tedious, annoying things for him to do, but hopefully it won't be too much. And maybe he can set up some scripts to do some of the edits. However, once he's done that, there's a ton of new mod commands that exist in Dominion 6 that don't exist in Dominions 5. And he's been in part of the beta, so he was able to request mod commands and things. So anyway, there's a much higher mod limit and stuff on lines and things, I think, as well. So he's going to be able to do all sorts of cool things with Hellenika that were unable to be accomplished in Dominions 5. So that's something to look forward to. So if you like coming in and chipping in and trying to help, be super awesome. Links in the description, and thank you for your time. Cheers.